Hello my dear friends, welcome to ACE Online and ACE Engineering Academy as a part of ACE Preparation League Season 2. Season 1 we focused on 2022 batch, now Season 2 is focused on 2023 batch. As part of APL Season 2, today we are focusing on quantitative aptitude and reasoning preparation strategy. Whether it is GATE or ESC or placements or PSU's point of view, how you have to prepare quantitative aptitude and reasoning, what are the different concepts, outline we are going to give in today's session. Okay. So my dear friends, in GATE point of view, we call it like a general aptitude, and different competitive exams, different names. Okay, some will call quant and reasoning, some will call numerical ability, analytical ability, different names. But my dear friends, the outline syllabus is altogether, see, in general aptitude, you may have quantitative aptitude, reasoning, spatial aptitude, and verbal aptitude or verbal ability or English ability we can call. Okay, this is as per GATE point of view, we call different sections name, quantitative aptitude, reasoning, spatial aptitude, and verbal aptitude. In next session, verbal aptitude will be discussed in detail. Okay, in today's session, quant, reasoning, and spatial aptitude, my dear friends. In GATE, we have general aptitude, which is 15 marks weightage out of 100 marks, and you can get 10 questions out of 65 questions, my dear friends. And you know that, okay, out of 10 questions, 5 questions are 1 mark and 5 questions carry each one 2 marks, right? So you are getting 15 marks for 10 questions and 5 questions 1 mark questions, 5 questions 2 marks questions. But these 10 questions from all these 4 areas, it may be quantitative aptitude, reasoning, spatial aptitude, verbal aptitude as well, or verbal ability or English ability, different names. Okay, so all together, okay, we can get in GATE point of view, we'll get 15 marks out of 100, or we can say 10 questions you can crack. Whereas in ESC, okay, you have different years, different weightage. This year we got in aptitude point of view, quant and reasoning point of view, we got around 13 questions this year. Last year 15 questions, before that 12 questions. And each question in ESC prelims we know 2 marks, right? So on an average, what I can conclude from these 3 sections together, from quantitative aptitude, reasoning, and spatial aptitude together, from these 3, as per ESC point of view, my dear friends, we can get approximately 11 questions on an average, because see, last 2 to 3 years they given good weightage. Last year 13, before year 15, before that 12, and before that 9 questions also. That's what on an average in ESC prelims you can expect around 11 questions from these 3 areas, quant, reasoning, and spatial aptitude, or visual reasoning we can call, from these 3 areas. Whereas in GATE exam point of view, okay, it's on an average around 11 marks we can get, 11 marks. Okay, there are 11 questions, each question 2 marks, 22 marks we have a scope in ESC prelims. Whereas in GATE exam, around 11 marks, my dear friends. We can expect around 7 questions, 6 to 7 questions in GATE point of view. Whereas in PSUs, 25% weightage in paper, okay, paper 1, if you just see in all PSUs, around 25% weightage, and few PSUs, it's more than that. I'm just giving you the outline, not going to particular PSUs, because each and every PSU, it's vary from one to other. So they'll conduct an exam where it's a weightage of minimum 25% from these 3 areas, my dear friends. Whether it is placements point of view, I no need to speak about that. So round 1, okay, all companies maximum they'll focus on quant, reasoning, and spatial aptitude, non-verbal reasoning or visual reasoning. We can also call this as non-verbal reasoning or visual reasoning, and verbal aptitude. These 4 sections, they're focusing more on your written test. For any competitive exam, we can say, right? Okay, so my dear friends, see, we need a particular preparation strategy, okay, to crack this or to understand this properly, because there are some topics which are linked. Suppose you want to go ahead with data interpretation. Okay, if you want to go for data interpretation, before that, what are the topics you should know? Then only we can go for data interpretation. And if you want to know simple interest and compound interest properly, if you want to crack the topic, before that, what topics you have to learn? So we need set of topics to be prepared in sequence or linked. So we'll see that, my dear friends. Elaborately, let's go ahead with quantitative aptitude. Yeah, in module 1, we're just dividing this into modules, my dear friends. In quantitative aptitude module 1, so first you need to focus on number systems and LCM and HCF concept. Okay, a few people will combine this LCM and HCF in number systems itself. Okay, or else we can separate it. LCM HCF we can say inside this number systems, or we can put it as a separate one. In number systems especially, my dear friends, what you need to focus more as per recent GATE, ESC or placements point of view or PSU's point of view, more questions are related to units place concept. More questions are related to units place concept. Next important weightage in number systems is factors, my dear friends. We need to focus more on factors. Okay, how to find number of factors, okay, for the given number. Okay, it may be even factors, odd factors, prime factors, different. If you are preparing for CAT exam point of view, that's a different level. Okay, but for GATE and ESC, as they are specifically focusing more on your technical stuff, here they are focusing basics and moderate level only. Okay, so here finding number of divisors or factors is sufficient. No need to enter into perfect square factors, perfect cube factors, that much deep not required actually. Okay, units place factors, and next very important thing you have to focus in number systems is divisibility. Divisibility related. And computer science students, electronics students, electrical students, you must and should focus on base systems as well. In digital electronics subject, you people will get the base systems for those particular set of branches, okay, where they have digital electronics as a subject. They're asking questions from base systems in this number systems topic as well. Like base is 8, base is decimal system, octal system, septal system. So depends on that base, they're asking questions in number systems as well. You primarily focus on this. There are many other concepts like reminders as well. Reminders you need to focus if you are okay preparing for placements point of view. Reminders. Successive divisors, very rarely they are asking successive divisors. Okay, not much focus. This 4 you need to focus with high priority. Then okay, if time permits, okay, for placements point of view, you need to must and should go through reminders concept. Next, highest power or factorial concept also you need to focus as per placements point of view. But for GATE and ESC point of view and PSU's point of view, my dear friends, this is sufficient. Yes, base systems, units place factors, divisibility, then LCM and HCF basics and applications. LCM and HCF basics as well as applications you can focus. Recently, if you see GATE 2022 or ESC 2021 and 2022 prelims, they given questions from LCM and HCF as well. Least common multiple, highest common factor, how you have to identify for the given question whether to apply LCM or HCF. Okay, those all we have to know. And a lot of questions they don't mention, find LCM, find HCF, they don't mention. You had to understand with the given data whether to apply LCM or whether to apply HCF as well. We had to understand, okay. So this type of questions you need to focus. Number systems, yeah, reminders, successive divisors, highest power, this is also there, but not much required for GATE and ESC point of view. For placements, reminders and highest power or factorial is required here. Right, this is the module 1, you need to focus on these topics and what are the different concepts in that topics, clear. Let's go for the module 2, my dear friends. In module 2, ratio, proportion, variations, partnership, problems and ages, averages. As per GATE syllabus, if you see, they mention syllabus directly ratio, okay, but ratio only they mention the syllabus. But ratio internally, you have partnership. Partnership is a part of ratios only. Problems and is also a part of ratios only. And if you see GATE 2022, they focused more and more on ratios related. Every set you can see one question whether from ratios or partnership point of view. Partnership, how to share the profits among 3 people or 4 people who are involved in the business, how to share, okay, that is decided using the partnership. Whether it is profit or loss, how to share that profit or loss, you have to decide using partnership concept. Okay, when you prepare ratio, proportion, variations, or you just try to cover these 3 topics as well. Averages you can cover here or maybe next. Why we put averages here is, there are some questions related to averages which is internally connected to ages. Ages and averages combined questions also available. These three are connected: ratio, proportion, variations, partnership, problems and ages. And averages, yes, in average they're asking questions related to ages as well. Once you are done with problems and ages, immediately go with averages concept so that you can connect and you can learn easily, right? And ratios, yes, what is joint ratio? Especially you can see in previous year papers also they focused more on joint ratio. There are different type of ratios: duplicate ratio, triplicate ratio, subduplicate ratio, subtriplicate ratio. Lot of definitions is there, but they focused more on joint ratio in ratios concept. Next important thing is coins. Coins related discussion they will give. Okay, how there is a 5 paise coins or 5 rupees notes, 10 rupee notes, 20 rupee notes. This is the total amount in the bag. How many 5 rupee notes is there? Like that you can expect the questions in ratio, joint ratio, coins. Next, variations, proportion. Yes, related to proportion also recently they asked the question. A, B, C are in proportion. Means what is the meaning? A, B, C are proportion means A by B must be equal to B by C. Then they'll ask you mean proportion. Mean proportion means among these three, mean proportion means nothing but B. You have to calculate B, mean proportion. Or they'll ask you third proportion. They can ask you fourth proportion. Related to proportions also they asked questions recently. And variations also very, very, very important, my dear friends. A vary with square of B. A inversely vary with square root of Q. They mention in the question A vary with square of B or A inversely vary with square root of Q, like that. Then removing this proportionality or variation, we can put some constant K. To find that constant K, they are giving A and B set of values in the question. So they can ask questions related to variations, proportion, ratio, partnership, and ages. Okay, they'll give ratio of two people ages, maybe 10 years ago and 10 years after. What is the present age of A and B? This is also almost questions in ages will be linked with ratios only. And you should be very clear in the terminologies in ages. You have to form the equation. In problems and ages, if you just go, we need to form the equation with respect to the given data. If you want to form the equation, you should be clear in terminologies. What is the meaning of hence, ago? Okay, they mention after, hence, later. What is this meaning? So you just need to go through that. Okay, then form the equation, solving the equation. It's very simple. Averages, we know average is nothing but sum of terms by number of terms. Why we have to call average as sum of terms by number of terms? That if you know, basically half of the questions in this topic will be completed. Most of the questions in this topic can be handled using sum or total is equal to average into number of. And questions in average is like one person included, one person excluded, including, excluded, replace related questions they can ask you. I'm just giving the outline, what the different concepts and which sequence you need to follow, okay, so that you can connect one topic with the other and it's easy for you for preparing. Okay, so we're not giving the entire concepts, what is internally, how to solve that question, we're not discussing that. Okay, that's a different session where we are planning one particular topic and we'll give the inputs related to that topic, what are the different questions and how to solve that. But today's session, as you people are aware of, preparation strategy. Okay, so which topics, which sequence you need to follow, okay, which is better and high weightage, and what are the different concepts in that, okay, which you should revise and you have to go through, right? And yeah, included, excluded or replaced. And yes, related to progressions also they can ask you. If terms are in AP, arithmetic progression, I can say it's not related to all. Okay, if given terms are in AP, how to find average for that? They can ask questions related to arithmetic progression, average of that. These all concepts you need to focus more. Most of the questions are related to total equal to average into number of. Most of the questions in average. So you can see in GATE 2022 also, 2 to 3 questions given, all questions can be solved with this simple point. Sum are total equal to average into number of terms or number of days, depends on the given criteria or parameters, right? Next one, my dear friends, see the next module. Yeah, these are very, very important. In syllabus, Okay, a lot of competitive exams, they're mentioning only percentages. Percentages means internally profit, loss and discount, simple interest and compound interest will be covered. Data interpretation, it's not linked with this, but most of the questions if you see in data interpretation are related to percentages. Most of the questions in data interpretation are related to average. Most of the questions in data interpretation is related to ratio, profit and loss related. Okay, they can ask different questions as well, but okay, if you just see the previous year questions, most of the questions in data interpretation are related to percentages. Yes, after percentages only you have to prepare data interpretation for better understanding. After averages, after as already you are in module 3, in module 2 we already covered ratio and averages. Once you are done with that, you can crack this data interpretation, you can learn properly, okay, after these topics only. Sir, in percentage change or percentages, what are the different things we need to focus? We'll go ahead with that, but before that, you just try to keep in mind, okay, in data interpretation, they'll give a certain diagram, we are collecting the data, fine. After collecting the data, in data interpretation, that's the thing. They'll give the data in a diagram. It may be a pie chart, it may be a bar graph, it may be a table, okay, it may be different, line graph, it may be whatever the diagram it may be. We need to collect the data and we have to perform the calculations. That calculations, maybe they'll ask percentage related calculation, it may be related to average, it may be related to ratio, it may be related to profit and loss, it may be. So if you want to go for data interpretation, please try to complete these topics before. And especially in percentages, my dear friends, percentage change you need to focus a lot. Percentage change. Percentage change internally, what is there in percentage change is percentage increase, percentage decrease. Percentage increase in the sense profit percent. Percentage decrease in the sense loss percentage. If you cover percentage change, automatically profit loss will be covered. Profit and loss will be covered. If you understand properly here percentage change, here this is done. And if you know population concept in this, okay, percentages, we have a question related to populations. First year population increased by 10%, second year population decreased by 20%, third year population increased by 30%. What is the population after 3 years? Or what is the population initially? They'll give certain questions. If you understand that populations question properly, compound interest will be completed. Compound interest can be easily handled if you understand the population concept in percentages. In percentages, percentage change, population. Along with this, you should also focus on percentage comparison as well. Percentage comparison also very important, okay, in percentages, percentage comparison. And voters concept, they asked in previous year questions related to voters as well. You need to focus on these areas, my dear friends, in percentage. There are a lot of other concepts also, but main focus, the highest priority is you have to understand percentage change properly. Next, percentage comparison, population concept, voters concept, if you know properly, then okay, that will help you to solve profit and loss, to solve simple interest and compound interest as well. Right. In compound interest, if you see last 3 years, my dear friends, in ESC paper, you can find 2 to 3 questions related to simple interest and compound interest, 2 to 3 questions. Out of 13 questions, 2 questions they asked last year, and before out of 15 questions also, 2 to 3 questions related to simple interest and compound interest only. Okay, so how you got, don't try to go with the formula, understand the concept. What is the difference between simple interest and compound interest first? And in compound interest, what is compound annually? How to handle compound annually? How to handle compound quarterly? Compound quarterly, half yearly. How to handle all these things? Maybe compound monthly as well. Compound annually, compound quarterly, compound monthly. Okay. And if you have a doubt like, sir, in compound interest, compound annually, quarterly, half yearly is there. In simple interest, they don't discuss regarding quarterly, half yearly. Because if you do quarterly, half yearly, annually in simple interest, same thing, no change, no effect is there. Whereas in compound interest, if interest is collected quarterly, will give more amount compared to half yearly. Half yearly give more amount compared to annually. That all you have to know. But in next session, my dear friends, okay, I'm going to cover percentages related data. While handling percentages, ultimately we'll try to focus profit and loss, simple interest and compound interest related questions as well. In next session on 7th, I'll consider this topic percentages and all the things related to this, as these three are maybe related to that same percentage only. All these three concepts we'll just discuss the outline, how to handle these questions. I'm just giving you now what are different concepts you need to focus, but how to handle that and what is the internal theme of that, everything will be discussed in the next session, my dear friends. The next module, if you just need to focus, module 4, time and work. Once you know time and work, pipes and systems is very much similar to that. Then time and distance you need to focus. Yes, time and distance, time and work is same actually. Here your work is, okay, you have to do certain work in certain time. So your work is walking 10 kilometers distance. Your speed here we call it like a efficiency. In time and work, okay, we can use time is work by efficiency, whereas here time is distance by speed. In time and distance, time is distance by speed. These two is almost the same, my dear friends. And once you understand time and work properly, automatically pipes and systems is completed. In time and work, what are the different things you need to focus is, yeah, we have join or left concept. Some people, see, practically to speak, if you start some work, suppose you are constructing some building, we can't expect same people who are at the starting at the end. Some people may leave while constructing the building. Some people may join in between. Again, they may leave. So like the join or left concept is very important in time and work. And chain rule, you need to focus in time and work. Work and wages, how you have to pay for the work. If 3 people are doing the work, how you are paying them? Okay, after completing the work, how you are paying them? That's what work and wages is going to happen. And men days concept. If 10 people are doing the work or 10 men are doing the work, okay, they'll take 10 days to complete. If 20 men and 10 women are doing the work, they'll take only 1 day to complete. If it is 30 men, how many days to complete? Like that, they can ask questions, men days related. So you need to focus on all this. Join or left, chain rule, work and wages and men days concept you need to focus. Once you know time and work, pipes and systems is almost completed. In pipes and systems, only negative work is going to be discussed. In time and work, only positive work. All are trying to complete the work. Whereas in pipes and systems, some people are trying to complete the work. Okay, other person is trying to demolish that. Suppose in pipes and systems, system is nothing but tank. One pipe is filling, other pipe is emptying. So there is somebody is trying to fill, some pipe is trying to fill, other pipe is trying to empty, opposite work. Adding the water, here removing the water is going to happen. So that's what opposite work is the only extra point. Okay, if you understand time and work, if you can add on that opposite work related, then pipes and systems will be completed. Then once these two are done, time and distance is almost, if you prepare first time and distance, then time and work, pipes and systems also okay. Okay, all these are interrelated. Whereas in time and distance, my dear friends, you need to focus first basic questions related to time and distance, or time, speed and distance we can call. You have to know first basic things, how you have to handle if distance is constant, if speed is constant, how to handle, if time is constant, how to handle, all those basics related, and time gain related questions, time gain related, without stoppage related questions, all you need to cover in this. Without stoppage, with stoppage related questions, time gain related questions, and basics, if any parameter is constant, if time or distance or speed is constant, how to handle that, that all basics you need to cover first. Then problems on trains. Then you need to focus on problems on trains. Okay, along with relative speed, or first you can cover relative speed, then we can go for problems on speed as well. Relative speed. Problems on trains, relative speed related questions you need to focus, my dear friends. Once you are done with that, we can focus on average speed. race speed, boats and streams. These are all applications of that time and distance. Time is distance by speed. How you are applying this depends on the given situation. We need to do small modifications and we need to apply all those, my dear friends. So these are the different concepts we need to focus. Apart from boats and streams, there is races and games and circular race as well. Races and games, circular race. Friends, I want to mention this last two, races and games and circular race or circular motion. Okay, this if you want to prepare exclusive for GATE and ESC, no need of these two. From GATE 2010 to GATE 2022, only one question they asked in races and games. No need to spend much time, only one question they given from GATE 2010 to GATE 2022. Okay, if time permits, then only you can go for race and games. Okay, this is advanced concept in time and distance. They don't much focus on for GATE and ESC because GATE and ESC questions, if you see most of the questions, it's all about basics and moderate level only. Only one question out of 10. In GATE, if you see all papers, out of 10, only they'll stress more on one question. If you can just take time for that one question, remaining 9 questions are bit basics and moderate level only. In ESC also same thing. Okay, they're stressing only 1 or 2 questions out of 15. Remaining all are basic level only. It may be 15 or it may be 10 or 13. Generally 1 to 2 questions only they're focusing very difficult. Remaining all are bit easy only, right? And circular race also, a circular motion, when all 3 people are going to meet at the starting point or first ever meeting point. If you want to calculate how many meeting points are there in that circular track, there are different questions they can ask. But I hope, okay, for a GATE and ESC point of view, I can say that these two is not much required. Okay, whereas if you are preparing for placements, yeah, you need to focus. If you are preparing for CAT, you need to focus. If you are preparing for SSC you need to focus. Okay, let's see about the next module, my dear friends. I am mentioning again, I am giving you this strategy, keeping in mind GATE, ESC, placements, PSUs and various other competitive exams as well, right? Now module 5, my dear friends, last 2 to 3 years, if you see, this is very important. You can find whether it is GATE or ESC point of view, very important, I can say. Okay, you can find one question almost in every set in recent years. Like ratio, partnership, what I mentioned, you can find almost one question every set in here related to maybe 2 questions also in few sets they given related to mensurations. Yes, see here lines, okay, they are asking regarding, they given a question GATE also, parallel lines, perpendicular lines, okay, where they given 4 lines, okay, where which lines are parallel, which lines are perpendicular. They asked questions related to that, interior angle, exterior angle, corresponding angles, alternate angles, triangles related properties also you need to focus. Quadrilaterals, okay, all quadrilaterals, it may be square with 4 sides. Okay, shape with 4 sides, a polygon with 4 sides, all nothing but called quadrilateral. It may be square or rhombus. You can see in GATE 2022, 2021 and 2020 and ESC 2021, 2020, 2022, we can find more questions maybe related to rhombus also. They asked last year 2 to 3 questions. They asked questions related to trapezium. You can find questions related to rectangle. Okay, last 2 to 3 years if you see, whether it is ESC or maybe GATE point of view, they asked more questions on these. These 3 are internally connected. Don't separate geometry, separate coordinate geometry. We cannot, okay, exactly segregate this is only coordinate geometry, this is only geometry, not required specifically. All these 3 can be internally connected. They asked related to perimeter. See, for all 2-dimensional diagrams, you need to focus more on perimeter and area. Related to perimeter also, till now they given 4 questions in GATE and ESC together related to perimeter. Okay, sum of all exterior sides, sum of lengths of all exterior sides. Okay, related to that they asked nearly 4 questions till now. Area, yes, they given related to area of rectangle or area of trapezium or rhombus, all you need to focus. Whereas for 3-dimensional diagrams, okay, total surface area, lateral surface area, curved surface area. For few shapes, curved surface area is nothing but equal to lateral surface area. Okay, and you need to focus on volume for all three-dimensional related diagrams. You need to learn, okay, what is the volume, what is the total surface area, how to calculate total surface area. It's similar to perimeter. Perimeter for two-dimensional diagrams, whereas for three-dimensional, sum of all exterior areas is nothing but total surface area. When you ignore top and bottom, it's nothing but lateral surface area. Okay, for any three-dimensional diagram, if you know, ignore top and bottom, okay, what are the remaining areas all? If you focus, that's nothing but lateral surface area. Volume related, all you have to know. Pyramid volume, okay, or prism volume, how they are related. Cylinder and cone, how they are related. Cylinder and sphere, how they are related. All basic things related to three-dimensional diagrams, volumes you have to focus. And you need to focus on angles. Interior angle, exterior angle especially, they are focused more questions related to interior angle, exterior angles. And yes, you have to know, if you want to find any question related to angles, you must and should know corresponding angles, supplementary angle, complementary angles, all those you need to focus, my dear friends. And here, this is what you need to spend extra time to learn from scratch to next level. Whereas module 6, if you just focus, my dear friends, in syllabus for GATE, they mention clearly powers and exponents. For ESC, syllabus is not elaborately given. They just mention analytical ability or numerical ability like that and reasoning. They didn't give any subtopics, but for GATE in 2021, they mentioned few subtopics. That's also not the end. They given only outline. Ratio means internally you should understand partnership, ages, concept, mixes, allegations involved. If they mention percentages, internally there are a lot of other topics involved. They are not given elaborately. At least they mention few subtopics in GATE to understand the level. Whereas in ESC, they didn't mention any subtopic also. They have vast area. They can cover from any point to any point, right? And logarithms, up to GATE 2018, they asked more questions in logarithms. But last 2 to 3 years, we are not able to find any questions from logarithms actually. Next, progressions. Yes, this is also very important, my dear friends. Progressions related to AP, GP, HP. AP is having highest chances to ask. Next, GP. HP very less chance. Okay, and AGP they are focusing more. AP and GP combination. HP, there is very less scope to ask. In AP, they can ask you number of terms. They can ask you sum of n terms like that. Whereas in GP, sum of n terms, sum of infinite terms they can ask. HP, there is no formula for sum of n terms in HP. No formula is there. That's why there is very less scope to ask questions in HP. AGP they are focusing, AP and GP combination, orthogeometric progression or arithmetic and geometric we can elaborate. Okay, AGP we can call, AP and GP combination, right? And mixes and allegation, my dear friends, we can focus at the end because see, there is the questions related to percentages in mixes allegation. Okay, ratios also you can apply mixes allegation. Wherever you are adding mixing, wherever you are adding 2 or more varieties, you can apply mixes and allegations in that. When you sense you are adding some 2 or more varieties, then you can bring this mixes allegations into your picture. Okay, it may be percentage, it may be ratios concept, it may be profit and loss, it may be averages, all these concepts, simple interest, compound interest also, in simple interest also we can apply. In all these areas we can apply allegations and mixes or mixes and allegations. Okay, mixing, when you are adding 2 or more varieties, okay, you have to apply, you can apply percentage. In percentage topic also, if you can sense you are adding 2 or more. In ratios topic or any other topic as well, if you can sense you are adding 2 or more varieties, then automatically you can apply allegations and mixture, my dear friends, right? Yeah, next regarding last module for quantitative aptitude, this is advanced topics, permutation, combination, probability. In permutations, circular permutations also you need to focus. In general permutations, if you just focus, they can ask you questions related to numbers, how you are arranging the given numbers, 4-digit number with repetition, without repetition, okay, arranging numbers, arrange numbers. Okay, 4-digit number or 5-digit number, divisible by 5, divisible by 4. They can add a lot of conditions with repetition, without repetition. last digit is even, last before digit even. They can ask many conditions. It may be related to numbers, it may be related to letters. They'll give you a word, okay, you need to, and how many words can be formed using that letters in the word. And they can ask you vowels together, consonants together, alternate vowel and consonant. They can ask a lot of questions related to that. And the next focus may be on, okay, no two girls sit together, or no two boys sit together, no two girls together, or no two boys together related. They can ask questions. No two girls, no two boys. And yeah, they can ask you regarding alternate. Boys and girls sit alternate arrangement, alternate boys and girls. Boys and girls are sitting in alternate way. They can ask related to alternate, no two girls together, arranging the letters of the given word. They can tell you, okay, start with a consonant, end with a vowel, or ending with a vowel, start with any letter. They can ask different set of questions, accommodation related, okay, and there are a lot. They can also ask you sum of all digits formed, sum of all 5-digit numbers, sum of all 6-digit numbers. You can ask questions related to sum of 5-digit number, 6-digit number, like that. This is the different area, vast area. Okay, I'm just giving you the simple outline, what you need to focus. And in permutations, as you everyone know, it's selection and arrangement. Both are happening. Permutations is actually selection and arrangement, my dear friends. Whereas in combinations, only selection is going to happen. This is permutations. These are the things you need to focus. There is still lot and lot, but main area you need to focus in permutations is this. Then circular permutations you need to focus. Circular permutations. In permutations, if it is NPR, in circular permutation it is NPR divided by R. As in linear permutations or normal permutations, it's NPN. Here NPN divided by N. Okay, why you are dividing by N, why you are dividing by R, okay, that all you have to know in circular permutations. It's not about first person, last person, a lot of people are thinking about. Okay, there is a different reason. Okay, divide by N, here divide by R will be there. Lot will say this is N factorial, here N minus 1 factorial, claiming that first person itself is the last person in that circle, but it's not the reason minus 1, not because of that. There is another reason, you should know that, okay. So when we go for circular permutation, you need to focus on that. Then you will get the idea why for NPR, NPR divide by R. If you know the reason for this, then automatically you can understand why in linear permutation NPR, in circular permutation NPR divide by R also you can understand better. Okay, permutations, circular permutation, then combinations, it's only about selection, right? So combinations, it's only selection. Permutations is selection and arrangement. In combinations, you are performing only selection, my dear friends. In these combinations, they can focus on forming the committee or team. Okay, you have 10 people, 5 men and 5 women. How many? 6 people committee will be formed with 3 men, 3 women. They will give a lot of conditions. Committee and team related more questions they can ask you in combinations. It's committee related. Or they can ask you how many rectangles can be formed, how many triangles can be formed. This is all applications. How many straight lines? This is the application of combination, straight lines. How many parallelograms? How many diagonals of a polygon? This is all applications of combinations only. How many handshakes? How many matches? Handshakes, how many matches, if 10 teams is there, how many matches they can play. All those questions you can form in, you can find it in combinations. These are the different applications of combinations you need to learn, right? Okay, related to committee or team, there are a lot of terms and conditions again involved. Okay, I'm just giving the outline. What is the different area you need to focus? Clear? Yeah, my dear friends, before going for the next area, I'll just try to see if your comments, if anything is mentioned. So next, let me answer if any questions from your end. Vamshesh, Sandha, that's in reasoning, dear, don't worry. Fine. So now in reasoning, my dear friends, what you need to focus is first start coding and decoding. Okay, coding and decoding. There you have different set of questions in coding and decoding, like mainly if you see your previous papers, they're focusing on, okay, number coding and letter coding. Number coding, letter coding, mixed coding. Okay, only these three areas they focus for gate, whereas substitution coding also you need to focus for ESC point of view. Substitution coding, mixed coding. These are the four areas you need to focus for gate and ESC and placements concern as well. But my dear friends, if you are preparing for SSC, okay, you need to go for matrix coding. If you are preparing for bank exams, you need to go for condition based coding as well. But for gate and ESC point of view, this is sufficient. In number coding, first you should know A to Z, how to remember the values. A to Z, 26 letters. Okay, we have 26 values from 1 to A to Z, 1 to 26. As we know, height, okay, height in that spelling, you know, 8, H value 8. And as IPL is going on, like our APL, IPL is going on, we have Kings 11 Punjab. Now they call it like a Punjab Kings, Kings 11 Punjab, K value 11. You can remember K value 11 like that. November 14, our ACE Academy launched in November 14, 1995, Children's Day. N value 14, you can remember. M is middle, M is 13, 26 divided by 13, like that. There are a lot of clues. G value 7, G7 summit, like that. You can remember all the values from A to Z. If it is there in your mind, you can think about the logic properly. Don't say that, sir, I can write it on paper. If you write it on paper, your logic won't be here. If you can remember the values, you can easily think about the logic with that values in your mind. It will take less time. Okay, no sir, I am not able to be ahead means, okay, no problem. You can write it on paper A to Z. You have to know forward code as well as reverse code. Okay, then you can crack number coding and letter coding easily. Okay, substitution coding, mixed coding is very easy. Mixed coding is just comparing the given lines. Comparing the given lines. My dear friends, if you have any doubt, please wait at the end once strategy is completed. If any doubts is there from your end, I'll address that. Few people are mentioning certain model of questions. We'll discuss at the end, don't worry. That coding and decoding will be completed. Then in series, my dear friends, see if you know coding and decoding, in series, we have number series, wrong number series, followed by that, you have letter series or alphabet series. If you know that value of each letter, this letter series or alphabet series can be easily cracked. Or else we can also call it like alphanumeric series. Alphabet series, letter series, sometimes alphabets and numbers combined. Alphanumeric series is there. You can crack this easily if you know the value of each letter. Okay, and you can also find questions from repeated series. There are different series, but primary focus is number series and letter series only as per previous year papers. Repeated series they didn't given in GATE and ESC, but for SSC point of view, repeated series is important. Placements point of view, repeated series is important. Placements point of view, wrong number series also, but we are not finding repeated series in GATE and ESC till now, because using options, you can crack repeated series very easily. That's why they didn't given a question till now. And once you are done with that, analogy and odd one out also, my dear friends, in GATE 2020, when they are given a question related to analogy, pen is to write, knife is dash. Pen, write. Pen purpose is to write. Okay, knife is dash. They given the options as well. Analogy, it's like a page. They can give questions related to numbers, how the numbers are linked one with the other. Okay, they can ask questions related to letters. They can ask questions related to words. That words are how they are linked. Odd man out also, you can find questions related to number, letter. Till now, in odd man out, you can find 6 questions in GATE. Okay, in GATE exam, if you see, yes, 6 questions, that is from numbers and letters alone. Okay, in analogy, I hope you have the idea, they'll give two set of pairs, pair 1 and pair 2. Here pair 1 let us call A and B. How these two are linked? The same relationship we have to apply for C and D. Analogy is that, okay, we have two pairs, first pair how it is linked, the same logic we have to apply for the second pair. That's all about analogy. Whereas odd one out or odd man out or classification, they give 5 options, my dear friends, or 4 options. Okay, if 5 options or 4 options is given, with certain logic, 4 options are similar, 1 option is different. The different option is what? Odd man out. One option different, okay, with certain logic, if you just work on that, given numbers or given letters or given words, okay, 4 options are similar, 1 option is different. That 1 option is nothing but your answer. Classification, you are classifying into 2 groups, one separately, remaining separately. With certain logic, okay, we are dividing this one different one is your odd one out. If they are given 4 options, 3 are similar, one different, that one different one we need to identify, that's one odd one out. And here, this related to letters, as we mentioned, if you are done with coding and decoding, letters related discussion easily you can understand whether it is letter analogy or letter odd one out, you can do easily if you know coding and decoding. And directions, you can see nearly 8 questions they given in previous papers, okay, and related to gate and related to ESC also you can find 4 questions related to directions till now. If you know directions, then go for data arrangements. Directions after the data arrangements. In directions, they can ask questions related to shadow. You can see last year and before year, they asked questions related to shadow in gate and ESC as well. Shadow. And related to distance. Yeah, from starting point to final point, what is the distance? What is the direction? Okay. And related to angle, they are asking these 3 okay, areas they focused already. The other area is related to clock or time also, but they didn't given questions related to clock or time in previous papers till now. But they focus more on shadow, distance and angle related in direction. Once you understand the directions, your right, left, when you are traveling towards north, you are traveling towards south, all those things, then data arrangements or seating arrangements will be easy for you. In data arrangements, my dear friends, or seating arrangements, we can expect questions related to linear arrangement or row arrangement. Okay, instead of linear arrangement, it's better to use the word row arrangement. Row arrangement. Related to row arrangement, you can find last 2 to 3 years again they are focusing more and more and more on this area. Arrangements, that too. Okay, seating or data arrangements topic more focused. Data arrangement or directions together, at least one question we can expect like that. Last 2 to 3 years, if you focus, therefore giving questions from this are row arrangements. Then okay, closed arrangements. In closed arrangements, they can ask question. Most of the questions in closed arrangement are related to circle. It may be a circle, it may be a square, it may be any other shape also. They can give triangle as well. They can give hexagon. Okay, what are the closed arrangements? It may be rectangle as well. Closed arrangements related question. And last one is puzzle arrangement. 6 people from 6 different countries. They are from 6 different professions. We need to map all the data. Okay, this puzzle arrangement, all the data will map into a table. Okay, and we'll find, okay, using trial and error, okay, how to map all the data from the given question to here. Those all you can do in puzzle arrangements actually. So data arrangements, these are the different questions we can expect and more focused area as per recent papers. Okay, recent question papers, if you just observe, they're focusing more on row arrangement and closed arrangements as well. This data arrangements is very important along with directions. Okay, once directions completed, then go for data arrangements. It's very easy to understand the concepts. Yeah, Venn diagrams, you can see these 3 concepts you just try to follow in sequence. As last 2 to 3 years, again, okay, this syllogism concept, as one of your friend mentions that they given 2 statements, how to handle that, that's what syllogism. Okay, if you want to understand syllogism concept, first go the Venn diagrams, understand how you are drawing the diagrams. Okay, Venn diagram you just complete, then go for logical conclusions, then syllogism concept. If you go, it's easy. In logical conclusions also, they'll give a statement and they're giving the conclusion. Is that conclusion is correct or not with respect to given statement? We are understanding. That's a very basic related. They'll give certain statement. Okay, suppose A is greater than B. They'll give a conclusion. If B is equal to A, it's false. Like that, basic questions will be within the logical conclusions. If you understand those terminology better, which conclusion correct, which conclusion wrong, all those things, basic things if you understand, then syllogism will be a bit easy for you to learn once you are done with this. And as you mentioned syllogism concept, my dear friends, yeah, in syllogisms, there are different statements. You should draw the diagram. Generally what you should do, the entire scenario is, draw all diagrams, draw all possible diagrams, for the given statements. What are the statements is given? For the draw all possible diagrams. They'll give statements. The format of the question, I hope you know. They'll give us statements. It may be 1 or 2 or sometimes 3 or 4 also. They'll give certain statements. They're giving some conclusion. What is our job is depends on the given statements. You should decide which conclusion is true, which conclusion is false. First, we need to draw all possible diagrams for the given statements. Then, second thing, conclusion is true. Okay, what are the conclusion is true? We should consider it is true. Conclusion is true if it satisfies all diagram. If it satisfies all diagrams, we should see whether all diagrams are satisfied or not. Suppose conclusion 1, they given certain information. Is it true in all the diagrams whatever you draw? Means then only that conclusion is true. If it failed in one diagram, that conclusion is false. Point 1. But point 2, where lot of people are confusing is regarding either or case. Regarding either or case. Either or. For example, I'll just give you one simple question. Some A or B, this is my statement. Some B or C, this is my statement. These two are my statements. Now, my conclusions are like this. My conclusions are some A or C, no A is C. This is my conclusion. Okay, statements and conclusions, right. Now, yeah, I'm giving you one question here. See, either or is very important. Okay, a lot of people not understand that either or case. In GATE and ESC point, I feel lucky enough they didn't focus till now in either or related, except in GATE 2021 there is a clash happened. They given both either or neither nor. There people saved actually, but either or, okay, is very important, especially if you see SSC papers. If you don't know either or case, it's gone. A lot of people are thinking about only second point. Sir, my conclusion failed in diagram 1, I'll go, it's false. My conclusion failed in diagram 2, it is false. But you should know, yes, it is false, I agree. Your conclusion must and should satisfy all the diagrams, then only we should consider. I agree this point. But there is one more point you should consider is either or. As per either or concept, my dear friends, what you should do, see some A or B, some A or B, some B or C, some part of B, C, this is one diagram. The other diagram for the statement is some A or B, some B or C. And still, there are a lot of other diagrams also you can draw. Because some A or B means this is also correct. Some part of A is B, some part of B is C. I can draw like this also. This is also some part of A or B, some part of B is C, like that. And you can draw many diagrams as well. But see, when you should go with either or is, if my conclusion, okay, what is my conclusion 1? Conclusion 1 is some A or C. Conclusion 1 is failed here. I'll just show you what is the scenario happened. and generally what people are concluding in simple. Here conclusion 1 wrong, conclusion 2 correct. Whereas in second diagram, conclusion 1 is correct, some part of ARC, conclusion 2 is wrong. Whereas here, yes, in A, some part is occupied by C, conclusion 1 is correct, conclusion 2 is wrong. And a lot of people directly concluding, sir, both conclusions are wrong, because you said the second point, okay, if conclusion failed in one diagram also, don't consider, it must and should satisfy all diagrams you mentioned, sir. So we'll go with the option both false. But my dear friends, either or, when you should go for either or is both conclusions not true at a time. Is both conclusions true at a time? Is it? Is anywhere? No. If both conclusions not true at a time, both conclusions not false at a time. Both conclusions not true at a time, both conclusions not false at a time. Now you should think about either or. You should think about either or. And when you have to confirm is conclusion 1 true in few cases, at that time conclusion 2 false. When conclusion 2 is true, conclusion 1 is false. So one among this is true all the time, either 1 or 2. See, that's what either are meaning. Here answer is either 1 or 2. Don't say neither 1 or 2. Answer is either 1 or 2. One among this is true in all diagrams. If 2 is true, 1 is false. If 1 is true, 2 is false. Either or. Here lot of people are struggling and giving the answers neither 1 nor 2. But when option either or is there, hold on, check. Okay, both true at a time, either or is not possible. Both false at a time, either are not possible. You avoid it. Okay, sir, it's not happening means then you wait and check. Then you wait and check. 1 true, 2 false. 2 true, 1 false. 1 true, 2 false. So you have to check like that. Right. That's what I think one of your friend asked. I think it's cleared now. Okay, that's related to syllogism. You need to focus more on that angle as well. Yeah, syllogisms. After Venn diagrams, logical conclusions, if you go with syllogisms, then you can understand better how to draw the diagrams. Many people have a doubt. Okay, what type of diagram we have to write when all x are y, no p is q, some a are b. Those all you can understand better once you follow this sequence. Right. Next, my dear friends, yeah, almost we're at the end. Blood relations, we can expect one question. You have 3 different type of questions like mixed blood relations. You must and should know all basic terminologies. What is niece, what is cousin, what is nephew, all those you have to prepare. Okay, then only you can crack these questions easily. Coded blood relations, mixed blood relations, single person blood relations. Till now, in GATE and ESC, mixed blood relation, single person blood relation only they asked. Coded blood relations not yet given, but for placements point of view and other competitive exams, especially placements point of view, okay, you have to focus on coded blood relations as well. If you know mixed blood relations, coded blood relations is also very easy. Okay, but for GATE and ESC point of view, the first and last is sufficient. And last 2 years, they're focusing on clocks as well. Clocks also we need to focus. Clocks. Related to clocks, if you just revise, angle between hands, especially related to angle between hands, you have to know. And next one, when they are going to coincide, how many times in 12 hours they will coincide, when they are right angle, between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock when they are right angle, between 4 and 5 when they are right angle, opposite, coincide, all this. And mirror image, when you see the clock with needles, short hand and long hand, okay, without any minute hand, when you see it in without any second hand, when you have hour hand and minute hand, when you see the clock in the mirror, how it is, what is the timing, mirror image related questions. And incorrect clock, fault clock related. In 2019, they asked a question related to fault clock. In 2020, they asked related to angle between hands, as well as, in 2022, they asked regarding how many times it will coincide. Every year, if you just see, they asked angle between hands, coincide and fault clock. Last 3 years, last 3 to 4 years only, they are asking questions related to clocks. Not there in the syllabus actually, but still they are asking. Or they not specifically, you don't bound that only for the topics mentioned in the syllabus. You need to, they can go beyond that as well. Right. And yeah, once you are done with that, logical puzzles, my dear friends, see, in GATE, one question, very general question they are asking. Every set, if you just go, those questions are not belongs to any topics what I mentioned till now. Very general questions, like especially related to functions. F of a comma b is a square plus b square. G of a comma b is a square minus b square. Like that of questions they are giving. And you have to find f of 1 comma 3, g of 1 comma 3, that model. And some basic questions also. So they are very basic questions they are asking related to logical puzzles. If you see in your ACE online or Deep Learn, we are given logical puzzles related topic, and in your ACE booklet as well for live class and classroom coaching also we mentioned logical puzzles, and few more questions also we added in while delivering the classroom. So you need to focus on this logical puzzles as well. One question you see every set, one generic question, not belongs to all the topics what I mentioned till now. They're asking one generic question. You just understand the question, it's easy to crack. Okay, those questions also, if time permits somewhere else, we'll focus on that area as well, how they're asking particularly. Okay. Next, now last but not least, my dear friends, visual reasoning or spatial aptitude. Here, yes, all related to pictures, diagrams, cubes and dice. If you see, the last question related to folded dice, unfolded dice, painted cubes. Okay, all these three areas they are focusing. Painted cubes related. How many smaller cubes are painted? How many smaller cubes are two-face painted, three-face painted, folded one, unfolded one? Okay, this all, when it is related to diagrams, it's all about visual reasoning we can call. Counting figures, counting number of triangles, number of squares, number of rectangles, number of straight lines, number of parallelograms, how to count. Okay, all those things you should understand, my friends. Straight lines, parallelograms, all we need to focus. They are given a certain diagram. What is the maximum squares in that? What is the maximum triangles? Don't find that, sir. Find number of triangles. Find number of triangles means you should find maximum triangles in the diagram. And in GATE 2022, they asked a question related to squares as well. How many maximum squares in the diagram? They asked a question related to that. In SSC also, find number of squares in a chessboard. They're asked the question. Okay, so you need to focus on this area as well. In GATE 2018, they asked a question related to parallelogram. How many parallelograms can be formed? 4 set of lines intersect with 5 set of lines. How many parallelograms formed? Is 60 parallelograms actually. They asked a question related to that. Right. Next, spatial aptitude, my dear friends. This is very, very important. If you see last, when GATE 2021 onwards, okay, they are asking more questions related to this. Rotation, okay, 90 degrees clockwise or 180 degrees clockwise. If they rotate, how the diagram will be turned. Translation, you are moving from one. In translation, the shape won't change. Shape won't change. Okay, only position changing. Suppose it may be at the bottom, it may go to up. Shape won't change. Okay, the area won't change, shape won't change. Only it is moving from one area to other area. Whereas in rotation, shape will change. You are rotating. When it is vertical, it may become horizontal. It may be like diagonal, slant line. Okay, shape will change when you do rotation. Mirror image, water image. You can see last 2 to 3 years, many questions related to that. Assembling as well. You have different parts. If you join that, how the diagram will be. Or if this diagram is a target, okay, suppose this shape, pen shape you require, what are the elements among the options to join to get this shape? Okay, assembling or grouping of figures. Okay, they are asking questions. Yeah, paper cutting, paper folding also, paper cutting and paper folding. If it is a transparent sheet, if you fold it and cutting and then unfold, how it looks like. Okay, this is all you have to imagine. Don't take paper in the exam and cut in that shape. It's not easy to find it out the answer. You just try to imagine. That's why spatial aptitude, the name itself. Okay, you need to imagine what will happen if you rotate 180 degrees clockwise, anti-clockwise, 90 anti-clockwise, what will happen? Okay, that all you have to think in your mind and you should apply, my dear friends. Patterns in 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional, yes, they can ask you, if suppose they'll give a 3-dimensional diagram, what is the top view? It will become 2-dimensional, right? What is the side view, front view, right view? They'll give you a diagram. Okay, which of the option is not the 2-dimensional view? they'll give a three-dimensional diagram. Which among the options is not a two-dimensional view of that, not two-dimensional view, which is the two-dimensional, like that they can ask you. And series related questions in two-dimensional analogy, there are a lot of things we can cover in spatial aptitude, but they particularly focused on the syllabus, what they mentioned. This is given in GATE syllabus, so where you can see they asked questions related to mirror image till now more, okay, assembling and grouping, paper folding, paper cutting. They asked the questions only on this area they focused. And this one also, they given a three-dimensional diagram, they're asking you regarding two-dimensional view of that. And let me check any doubts from your end, any study material. Okay, I'm just going through, okay, any particular questions for me. Many of the people are giving you, asking the questions which is a very generic. Really, how much time you need to spend on general aptitude? My dear friends, so this is all depends on your caliber here. If you are already having a placements training, if it is already covered, it's a different part. If you are starting this topic separately, depends on how you are understanding, depends on your capability. I can say you can learn one topic. It's hardly every topic what I mentioned, you can take 2 to 3 hours to complete. When you complete that, you need to practice questions related to that. There are a lot of open sources and our test series as well, where you can go for particular module and you can practice it particularly. And I'll just try to mention this here. Yeah, first you have to get the clarity, conceptual clarity. As I mentioned, percentages, okay, what are the different concepts involved? Okay, don't try to by heart the formula for percentage change or percentage comparison or number of factors or units place. How you got that? If you know that idea, okay, then what are the level of questions they're asking, you can easily do. First understand the concept behind that. If any formula is given, how you got that formula, think about it. Okay, don't try to only by heart the formulas. You may not able to apply where at what situation. Okay, so try to be clear with the concepts. Then practice. This is the very important key, my dear friends. As we already always say, learn, practice, reach goal. Okay, what are the goal you have? Okay, for that, what is the things you have to learn? Okay, learn it. Then practice those things. Yes, once you are done with that topic, particular topic, you just try to practice it. Okay, you can go for any test series, or for especially my subject, quant and reasoning, there are a lot of apps available, open apps available, which is highest rating, you download it. Okay, you can practice there. Okay, and just be clear with that concept. So you practice. There are apps also, and your test series also, we have timing, particular timing. Okay, for 20 questions, 20 minutes or 30 minutes like that, the time bounded required. Initially, okay, you may complete 30 questions or maybe 20 questions in 40 minutes, or maybe within 30 minutes time you are able to solve 10 questions. First test, second test, then you can speed up. Practice, okay, it's not like same time you are taking for all tests. You should improve. Practice is for that purpose. And a lot of people, they did an entire question, at the last line they're not reading the question properly, they're giving the answers. All those silly mistakes will be avoided when you practice and attempt more and more tests. Practice, yes, and that's what we clearly mentioned. For time management purpose, you need to go for mock test as well. And while preparing, first you be clear with the conceptual clarity and go with the practice booklet. For our A students, anyhow, you have practice booklet. You can go through the practice booklet questions, volume 2. Okay, complete that. Then you prepare the short notes. So how can you prepare the short notes? Every topic, as just now I mentioned, we divide into some concepts or some models. Each model one question, or at least you note down the models, what are different models involved. Among that models, best question which is involving all areas you should note down. Okay, when you want to revise, it will take hardly 5 minutes for each topic to go through also. Okay, you just try to divide every topic into some concepts or models and you note down, that will be helpful for your short notes. It's not writing only formulas. Okay, you just try to divide into modules or models, that's easy. And you go through what are the exam you are focusing, whether it is GATE or ESC or placements, or maybe particularly some teachers exam or CTS or Capgemini, or what are the exam you are focusing, or Accenture. You just go through the previous papers. That's very important. What level and what is the time duration, how many questions I have to attempt, whether negative marking is there or not there, whether it is fill in the blanks or MSQs or MCQs. As you people know, particularly for GATE exam point of view, now multiple correct answers also there. fill the blanks also available. So depends on that, your strategies also should change. MCQs available. For placements point of view, yes, in a Infosys company you have multi-select questions, fill the blanks also. In TCS company 2 to 3 years back, they given fill the blanks as well. But right now they are giving all MCQs only. So you need to focus on what type of questions they are asking. You need to practice accordingly. I recommend you to go through GRE questions. In GRE, all these are available. MSQs are there, fill the blanks also there. In GRE, they are asking multi-select questions and fill the blanks also involved. That may help you here. And if we analyze, okay, as I'm giving training for different exams, if you analyze all the easy and moderate questions in CAT exam are given in last 2 to 3 years gate papers. If you see, maximum questions are from there. CAT, basic and moderate level questions, if you just focus while practicing, not difficult. CAT is the highest difficulty for quantum reasoning concern, if you can say, okay, especially here quant, they are focusing more for gate and ESE as well. You can just pick the questions from CAT, quant also, basic and moderate level. If you work on it, that will help you here also. Don't go for CAT reasoning, that is totally different from what you prepare in other competitive exams, right? And my dear friends, the outcome for this entire subject, problem solving skills you are going to learn. If you do reasoning, you are able to learn logical thinking. Okay, that will help you for especially placements point of view. You want to do coding and all, you need logical thinking better. And yes, situation analytical skills, I can say. You are able to analyze the things properly. Decision making skills you can improve. Okay, and yes, you are able to understand all these graphs and all. Observation skills, application knowledge. As you know, time is distance by speed, time is work by efficiency, but depends on situation how you are applying. You know, units place concept for the given question. Okay, if they change numerator, maybe that power and base, how you are applying that. So you learn something, how you are applying that application knowledge, you are going to improve. Observation skills, problem solving skills, analytical skills, logical thinking skills, all you are going to upgrade if you done with this quantum reasoning. This is why a lot of competitive exams, they are focusing on aptitude test. Okay, all these skills you can improve. Observation skills, especially if you do that visual reasoning or spatial aptitude, you are going to learn, my dear friends. Right, it's almost, we are done with our session. If any questions, please mention in the chat box. I'll address that. This syllabus is common for all competitive exams, dear. Okay, 1 or 2 topics you need to add or delete, depends on that particular exam. Most of the competitive exams, it's almost common. But few particular exams, if you mention, okay, there are some topics to be added, to be deleted, whatever we focused till now. But for placements point of view, as you asked, yes, this topics is sufficient. Regarding materials, team will update you, dear. Okay, and if you want to, okay, focus on these topics, what I mentioned, okay, here like number systems or partnership concept or ages, I'll just share you in the comments one link where I already handled these topics for SSC CGL batch. Okay, concepts are same. You can learn these concepts, okay, with the videos averages related. I've given you certain videos related to these topics. This all 4 topics I handled. I'll just share you the link in the comments. Later you can go through that, all these concepts. And number systems, this also. This number systems, LCM and HCF, and all these 4 concepts, all 6 concepts, I'll share you the link in a comment section where you can go through that and you can learn in depth, okay, how you can analyze. Few people are asking, sir, we need particular topic to analyze. Yes, I given you in depth. Each session average is itself around 4 hours I handle. Partnership ages around 2 hours, and this topic around 2 hours. In depth we given what type of questions we can expect. You can go through that video. Number systems also, almost all these concepts are covered in that video. You can go through that video. I'll share you the links soon. Okay. So anything else, if you have, please let me know. Fine. Thank you so much for the session, my dear friends. So on 7th, we'll have one more session related to this numerical ability or general aptitude or quant and reasoning related. We'll discuss percentages topic. what are the different type of questions we can expect from that percentages. If possible, I'll cover few questions from profit and loss and simple interest components as well. Tomorrow also join at the same time at 7 p.m. for verbal ability related preparation strategy. What are the concepts you need to focus and how to prepare in a sequence manner will be addressed. Okay. Thank you so much for the session. Hope you understand the points whatever we discussed in today's session. Thank you, dear.